I'm here. They're gonna cuddle in the frozen woods. Yuri is happening. Are you doing okay? A desert with Jupiters in place of cacti. So many of her. No, obviously. I'm scared. Me too. So forget what I said. I hate doing that too. You warm, laying there? You're not warm at all, but at least your boobs are soft. You're telling me they put Yuri in this gay girls game? Such a brat. Boobs are good. Hot take. The autonomous unit doesn't like flirting, huh? Oh no, it doesn't. Hey gamers, we're back in space. A place we absolutely should not be in. Why are we here? We're gonna finish up Luna-Terra's story, and then we're gonna head over to Pluto, which is why I'm wearing Pluto colors for the day. Oh, and we have to deal with Saturn right away. Good, great. Let's talk to Europa. Okay, so literally the day after last week's stream, I woke up and I saw the Halamede tweets, and I maybe got a little bit obsessed. Halamede of Twitter fame showed up in a stream earlier. Oh no, I hope she doesn't visit me. I mean, wait. We'll see. Obsessed with her since January. The tweets are good. Lorelai knows how feral I've been over the tweet. Extremely feral, exactly. Well, before I started, I was like, maybe I should change it to featuring Halamede from the Heaven Will Be Mine series and Knuckles, but then I remembered that and Knuckles is Tuesday and not Friday, so that would be very confusing. Knuckles was there. We flew around with him. We glowed around with him. Glided. Alright, let's talk to Europa. Let's make her upset. Sonic 3 and Halamede. She would cry. Knuckles knows the days of the week. He's a feminist. Knuckles is not stupid. That's important. He's easily manipulated. It's different. What is Moondrop, Luna-Terra? Halamede says it was something you used to talk about. She's here already. Knuckles isn't like, well, it depends on who's writing it. This whole stream's gonna be fucking Hallie mentions, let's be honest. It depends on who's writing Knuckles. Sometimes he is, yeah. Most of the time he's just the only one. He's the only echidna. And he'll be the only echidna forever now. Because of Ken Penders. If you know Bobby Schroeder, the creator of Super Lesbian Animal RPG, she has a blog called Thanks Ken Penders, and talks a lot about the history of the Sonic comics, and it's a really good read. If you want to learn about Sonic from someone who knows way more than I fucking do, that's for sure. Uh, yeah, the tweet blowing up has been a blessing and a curse. I have seen so many takes when I just want to see the tweets. Anyway, let's talk about Halamede instead of talking about Halamede. Oh, yeah. We were thinking about crashing the moon into the Earth. Okay. Literally? Yeah, that too in the end. Server is unrecognizable? Is that a problem with me? The goal of the space program used to be make all of the solar system figuratively equivalent to Earth. Oh, the Halley server. Oh no! No, I'm so sorry. Are people discoursing in there? I hope they're not, but I know they are. When humans touch it, it becomes ours. That's why we use the Greek word to identify the physical bodies of space, and the Roman to represent our understanding and incorporation of it. We were being silly, taking a metaphor way too literally and way too far, joking about crushing the solar system together. Ooh, I'm sorry about that. It would make sense to return it. This is a good conversation. Luna-Terra's talking a lot, which is different. It would be nice and neat. Killing absolutely everyone. Yeah. It was a horrible thought I shared with Halamede. She hated it, but she kept on arguing about it with me. Well, if we know anything about Hallie, she sure loves arguing about shit. The Earth looks so fragile and small here, and the moon looks so big. That's probably why. We should reunite Luna with Terra. Like, genocidally? I guess. Oh. Wouldn't crashing the moon into Earth destroy the gravity law on the moon and then cause the thing to happen, like in the Celestial Mechanics ending? Isn't that what would happen? The Earth looks so fragile and small here, and the moon looks so big. That's probably why. It was a bad joke, and she never thought it was funny. Alamede arguing about it constantly feels very, I hate that you gave me this idea. Yeah. She could do it, but of course she won't. Just kills Link? Oh, okay. Good. She's very perceptive when it comes to that. I'm surprised always that people can find that self-destructive streak of yours harmless or imperceptible. I'm glad she didn't. I'm surprised you kept me around given that. Should I have given up? Is that even a question? You should have followed your instincts. You appear to be misunderstanding. Yeah, that extra metaphor of Luna-Terra imploding herself. You know. Sometimes you're hurting all the time and you just want it to stop. I see Luna-Terra being very like, I will do anything to just stop being in pain all the time. And it's rough. You appear to be misunderstanding. I take my work very seriously. As a leader, a woman, as a pilot, as part of the Memorial Foundation, you know that there are very real things Memorial Foundation believes in, and I believe in them too. Yeah. In seeking to bring all people together, however, there are choices that have to be made. Should we cut the world to fit its people, or the people to fit its world? That is what we struggle with the most. You shouldn't cut anything. Just let people be people. This is the problem. Cut doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be what's right for you or for the world. Less cut, more squish. This is the moon. This is the Earth. This is either Earth on the moon. Making space. You can't just let people be people. That's how you get existential threats. That's true. Did I play We Know the Devil for nothing? Making space for what exists without allowing it to be erased. Those the world abandons dies, those the world abandoned die, which is unacceptable. I said it wrong twice. Good for me. I either pluralized both or made both singular. So great. Abandons is not plural of abandon, Lily. I'm crashing the moon into the English language. Or they become another world, which is also unacceptable. A kind of violence. Like smashing the Earth into the moon, hoping for togetherness and killing everyone instead. We didn't find the right solution, but at least we knew which was the wrong one. Earth was just like, stop fucking talking about this with me. Regarding Mecha 1 Mericursium. Oh. Next mention. Let's go. In a ship self, you don't have to worry about dying. Not in the same sort of way. A ship self, you know, isn't even a weapon. It's a body for living and traveling in space, and is equipped for doing the sorts of things that humans need to do. Like fighting. And fucking. The ship self, which lets you express like it's your own body better than your own body, is a machine that's for falling in love and having fights. It's formed to literally suit us. It bears only the most abstract resemblance to something designed to kill another human being. The most efficient possible form for ending lives as quickly as possible wouldn't look anything like a human. And that's why Europa designed them from a child's toy. Oh, we've seen what they look like, alright. This ship self isn't the perfect form for war. It's a form that by nature turns war into something else. Part of this is due to humanity's relative weakness in space, separated from the origin of our gravity. Even with the power of a tidal reactor, we've barely come close to developing a ship self with gravitational and metacultural authority equivalent to a human beings on Earth. While humans on Earth need to devote most of this authority to keeping their shape, identity, and differentiation from other humans, a ship self is less authoritative even than this, though in space they have far fewer restrictions than humans on Earth. If a ship self were to make planetfall, it would be crushed under human pressure and rendered lifeless. Something else. It's called gay sex. It's true. Yeah, it is interesting about how Europa used to be. Like... But it's also really interesting how, like, they're really positioning ship selves as, like, already so close to the existential threat. Because the existential threat can be beaten by kids with radios, you know? Oh, I just hit my microphone with my water bottle, so sorry about that. But there's, like, that interesting juxtaposition where you, like, have the existential threat and you need something so fucking close to that to even fight it. It's so close to it that if it tries to come back to Earth, it will not survive. I like that. I really like that. That's a really good... That's dialectics. That's good dialectics. I have to say it before Lorelei does. Oh no. Iapetus evaluation. Operations decommission chair Europa. Oh no. Why are we letting them talk to each other? Ah, no. It's gratifying to know you share my suspicions as well. As I understand that, is the purpose of this committee to prepare for any eventuality, and that this particular possibility hasn't crossed your minds was beginning to worry me. Oh, no, I'm no less worried now, but you're asking how to deal with the Iapetus. That sense of superiority he has is not a weakness. It is truly dangerous, not just unpleasant. If he seems gracious or forgiving about a loss, it's only because he is utterly confident he will eventually be able to surpass you. But he's a realistic man. He will find the easiest route. Merely coming out on top in the end is enough. He wouldn't consider the quality of how he got there. In fact, it would reinforce his sense of superiority to know he surpassed you without having worked as hard as he did. Queer space is where mechs make out, and the more makeouts there are, the queerer the space. You're so right for this. We should test it immediately. Everyone go to the moon and kiss. It'll be like trying to tip over the iceberg in Club Penguin. He's shockingly good at predicting others, except for the moments in which he has wildly underestimated one. These fascinate me in particular. He can be so uncanny when it comes to gleaning specifics from trivial behavior. And then he is blindsided by the most obvious conclusions. His lack of respect for interiority is quite stunning. His win rate without having it should appall anyone with a general respect for human beings. Lack of respect for interiority is so good. Yeah, I see that in him for some reason. I wonder why. Oh, also, after I logged off last week, I saw the pictures of Mars, and oh my god, Mars is so hot. Mars is so fucking hot. Shall we fuck up Saturn? In the Garden District, close to the malfunctioning and broken tidal reactor that kept the colony together, time and space aren't quite right. It's the perfect place for a real fight. How deep under Luna-Terra's skin do you think she can get? You've been saying queer moonbase for years. We gotta make this happen. We need to go to Event Horizon's mansion, and we need to take it over, and I guess she can go back to Earth. That's fine. And then we can have the moon. We can have the moon. Come on, Europa. It's weird when you won't order me. Oh, that was too close to Violet. Can't you see I'm hesitating? Show some politeness. It's weird to see you hesitate. You don't do it. Then stop making it more weird, if you please. Let a woman be weird for once. And then we can have the moon. You mean then heaven will be ours? Yeah. I have no problems returning to the colony. I wouldn't have thought that you would have more hang-ups than me. You have no regrets, no pain at any of your training, your service in the war, about anything that happened there, about the people you met there. I don't have any problems returning to the Lagrange colony for this mission, the academy where you shaped us all. No, I'm happy to put it to rest. Damn, my traumatized self-harming trans girl voice was too close to my traumatized self-harming trans girl voice. They're different! Julia doesn't think they are, but they are. Luna-Terra is taller. Yeah, she's 6'1". Violet's only 5'8" with the boots. Or wait. No. Violet is 5'8" without the boots. 5'6" without the boots. That's what, okay. Yeah, Luna-Terra is definitely taller. No, Violet is like here. And Luna-Terra is a little... It's different. I promise! It's different in my head. I'm the only one who understands. Okay, Peter Nerd, don't look at me. They're the same picture. I don't have any problems returning to Lagrange Colony for this mission. And she's 6'1", huh? Yeah. Oh, no, I did this one already. I was a real idiot, so I don't mind seeing it trashed, or trashing it a little more to stop that celestial mechanics pilot from taking back the Lagrange reactor. Violet is a lot harsher, I will say. Like, Luna-Terra is very much, or the way I conceive of her voice is like, everything hits me the same way. She's a lot more monotonous than Violet is. God, I'm a fucking voice freak. Did you know this about me? Yeah, don't look at me, says the video game streamer. And I mean it. Turn off the camera. Don't look. Yeah, Luna-Terra is empty and Violet is annoyed. Exactly. Violet's a little empty sometimes, let's be honest. Like, Violet's emptiness is more like something could spark at any moment. I miss Violet so much, Lorelai. Anyway, I should... I was a real idiot, so I don't mind seeing it trashed, or trashing it a little more to stop that celestial mechanics pilot from taking back the Lagrange reactor. She's full of guilt and trauma. Just make her a mech pilot. Violet would never get in a mech. Violet would be, let's be honest, Violet would be an occlusive. You've taken an interest in Saturn. Professionally, she's a dangerous enemy. Oh, Faye might get in a meat mech. Maybe. Or just... Faye might just blow them up. For the blood. Well, I guess the fascists have metal mechs, don't they? God, I've gotta play Meat Punks. Professionally, she's a dangerous enemy. She was in Iapetus' division, but she was, yes, very clever. The Lagrange reactor is a worthless shard of nostalgia. Iapetus must be truly egomaniacal to send that prototype unit after it. That's a bad sign. The worst fights always happen over something worthless. It's certainly a trap, but you know that. It's still a chance to get one over on him and stop the pilot, if you're prepared to be serious. God, I love that, because you could just completely not be serious every time with Saturn. It's very easy. I'm always serious. Are you serious enough to stop playing? Yeah, I'll just close it right here. That's fine. Here, let me... Miyu and a Butch tell me to close the video game. There, I did it. Are you happy, Europa? Luna-Terra, I'm not into Saturn. We're just having sloppy makeout-ridden brat fights. Professionally. Me becoming a neolib for Europa. I believe in you. Yeah, she alternates between annoyed mom, smug, I know you're gonna disobey and I don't care, and very serious. Yeah. It's good. Alright, Europa, I closed the game. I'm not playing. Whether you're serious or playing isn't a matter of how you feel about it. It's a matter of whether you're committed or not. Or if you're playing because you simply can't decide. You can't play forever. I told you, I still haven't decided. I'm not closing off the future until the last moment. Decide on what you want about the future when the future comes. But you will never move from this point if you don't decide how you feel about that pilot. ADHD Luna-Terra incapable of making a final decision. That's why she has a handler. Europa. Oh dear, you are feeling guilty again. Well, that's to be expected. I don't mind if you lose against that one, or win. Just choose, right? You don't have to tell me. I know what happens if I don't. Fight for real, in a fun way. Not long ago, the Academy Gardens were beautiful, and they were warm. Now, they're colder than space, because no feeling is as cold as wet is, not even a vacuum. Under the stability of artificial gravity, Lagrange Colony was as Earth. Maybe a little bit more, even. In being more Earth than Earth was, it was also less, and so Memorial Foundation Existential Safety ordered it abandoned first when the space program was decommissioned. Not everyone agreed, and then there was a fight, and then the colony became like this. Ruined in a way only human things can be ruined. The reactor was shattered, and with it all possibility for life and culture. Yet still, some of it lingers. Moss grows, objects gather. Sometimes there are whispers. Tidal memory is etched into space-time by the humans who spent too short a time here. True space is more of a numb feeling. It's the cold of nothing, and it feels like nothing too. I'm not so lost in nostalgia I can't tell when I'm not alone. And I know I'm not alone, so say something. Oh, so you did come. You're always close by. And you're always hiding something. And you're always just out of reach. Even though I have seen your face, I feel like I haven't. Even though I've shot you through the heart, it feels like I've never touched you. Maybe you're just dense, Luna-Terra. I felt those plenty. I should say that about you, in fact. Luna-Terra, maybe you're the one who never came close enough to touch me. The way I say Luna-Terra as Saturn is so weird, but I like it. Am I just that good, or are you holding back? You're slippery. And you've gotten better, too. What makes you say that? I don't already know where you are this time. I must have been doing a pretty awful job before then. No, you weren't. But it's still unbelievable that you've gotten so good in such a short amount of time. So I don't believe it. Yeah, the art in this rocks. I love the string of pearls just like peeking out behind a corner. There's no hiding how much I suck, huh? No, the opposite. There's no way you weren't this good before. That's not true. Saturn's a very good brat. It's true. Pluto says it all the time. You've definitely been trained, haven't you? I never fought other pilots. Did you fight something else? That doesn't count. It was nothing but training and then nothing. The existential threat was never real. It was a trick of the light. And our weapons pierced it with 100% accuracy every time. No one was ever hurt, and it never became real enough to fight. That's true. It's also true that this isn't a real fight either. You were right when you called it play fighting. These machines weren't ever designed with principality in mind. Friends with the table brain, with practicality in mind. They simply aren't made with the intention to kill. Saturn wants to hurt things. That's how you know it's real. Well, she wants to get hurt. Yeah, Jupiter moment. I see it very much as like Saturn having been in a shitty exploitative relationship, and like things being real or not becoming a lot more important when you can't fucking trust yourself on anything. So she's trying to find something that makes it feel real to her. Anyway, Saturn makes me sad. I want to kill Iapetus 16 different ways. No, it's also sadomasochism. It's also that. It's definitely both. But like, you know, I've read plenty of Dr. Nick's. I don't need the lecture. And you're not even explaining it right. They did make ship shelves with practicality in mind. They made them specifically in a shape that would not allow for death and war. Hey, we just read that one. Oh yeah, nothing in heaven with Lehman is just anything. That's because if it was, things only are stable on Earth. We're in space. We could be anything. We will be anything. Dr. Nix didn't want to end a conflict, because that's silly. You can't be human without it. Death defeats the purpose of conflict, which is how humans communicate and change. Death and war end conflict. The ship self signals the fundamental transformation of human conflict from suffering into love. Ambiguity in metaphor and esotericism, good. It's true. If you know it, explain it the right way. If you knew Dr. Nix, you might have a harder time taking it seriously. I'm not part of Cradle's Graces for a reason, you know. I'm not that dumb. You gotta have the literal, practical, metaphorical, and unreal. But yeah. When you're dealing with a whole faction that, like, wants to become metaphorical, you know, it all gets kind of gooey. Not that I don't get the appeal of wanting to be that dumb. Just kidding. No, I do too. Saturn doll, I'm not that dumb. Versus her with Pluto, like, I'm way dumber than you. The literal, practical, metaphorical, unreal, and Knuckles. Oh, Knuckles. I did also, featuring Halamede from the Devil May Cry series, introducing new funky mode. Both of them wishing they could believe in it. Ugh. It's so interesting because I feel like Celestial Mechanics, in a way, is like both more and less idealistic than Cradle's Graces. Because, like, they're trying to do something impossible. But they made the String of Pearls, which was already doing something impossible. And, one of their pilots already also did what they're trying to do, so they know it'll work. And that's wild to me. Like, becoming post-human is more realistic. Cradle's Graces wants to somehow balance both and have space and maintain Earth, and it's way more messy and awkward and impossible. It's wild. Yeah, it's just like it's separatism in like a more extreme way too, you know? Because it's like you don't want to see us as human, so we're gonna fucking embrace it. Yeah, Cradle's Graces doesn't go far enough, so it isn't a real solution. Makes a lot of sense of that being their viewpoint. But also, like, Iapetus doesn't actually... I mean, I guess he does, but he, like... He doesn't give a shit because he's also using the whole, like, foundation to exploit people more. It's wild. Like... Maybe I shouldn't have done Saturn first, but I don't know. I don't know. It's like good knowing Saturn shit in the rest of these. Pluto has that effect, doesn't she? Yeah, I feel dumb every time. Can't kill an existential threat, but you can kill aliens. She really makes you want to believe with your whole heart, even if you never really quite can. I don't know why Saturn keeps going up in my register, because she's not supposed to be there, but that's where the brat brain's taking me, I guess. And neither can she all the way through. She just tries very hard. Luna-Terra, why are you really here? There we go. Stop me from taking a worthless artifact to fall into an obvious trap for another chance at stopping me once and for all. To rack up the glory and take all the errant children home for Memorial Foundation. To mess me up? Or to make out with me? Saturn feels herself growing in Luna-Terra's eyes, suddenly, clearly seen. Wasn't I just perfectly clear? I wish we could, it's just them being like, I wish we could believe in Pluto's dream. Even she can't, but it really is a beautiful dream. Ah, Pluto. Pluto's gonna make me cry. What's the ship body for anyway? I'm here to communicate. Luna-Terra, you're really shallow and kind of dumb. I'm honest. Finally. You're lucky, that's enough. Are you ready for that, though? I don't think you're ready. Well, I think I'm ready. You want me to check? I won't give an inch. I'm not like you girls. I'm not a cosmic glow of energy in the dark. Still, I'm metal, and I'm sharp. You really think I'm not like that too? But I'm already behind you. It's a double lie, because the movement is to her left, but Saturn is coming from behind. LT's instincts are too good for her not to twitch fire to her left, even as she realizes it's just bullshit. But then there's nothing. Feeling of being so close to being struck, she can't tell if she was or not. Are you really not like us girls? I'm nothing special, like I said. But you dodged it. It wasn't real. Nothing to dodge. Obviously, that's the part that's hard. I'm fighting for real, just like you wanted. You're the one who wants that. You're the one who wants that. And fine, dodge this. Luna-Terra's vision fills with pink. The neuroelectric toxin melting into her skin. It feels hallucinatory, weird, stubborn, aggressive, vulnerable, just like Saturn. In the poison electric haze, Luna-Terra feels a little just like Saturn. You really think I'm not like that too, or you're really not like us girls? Yeah, Saturn pushing back on Luna-Terra, separating herself. I do this every day, and it sucks. It's so real. Like, God, I love Luna-Terra. Got you. I like being wrong sometimes, you know? I like not being the Memorial Foundation's perfect ace. It doesn't seem to really suit you, if I'm being perfectly honest. Neither does playing by the rules. Yeah, the fact she separates out herself and not Pluto, it's half of the trans girls you know. Only I don't count. It's definitely something I also struggle with, and it sucks. It sucks a lot. I don't know. It gets especially weird for me because I've been out for almost 10 years. No, I have been out for 10 years. Holy fuck. Oh god. And like I've seen the landscape change like multiple times, and it's honestly, it gives you whiplash. It's so weird. Man. Just it's weird. Being a person is weird. LT's complicated. She's molded by Earth's gravity. Pluto got the opportunity she didn't to pursue it without restraint at a younger age. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to turn off the fucking... Hold on. Let's see. No, I want this. Yeah. Okay, sorry. But Pluto got the opportunity because Luna-Terra was there as an example, and it's implied a bunch of other trans girls in space did too. Oh, I really am. I really am Luna-Terra coded, aren't I? If ship selves don't play by the rules when you're fighting, it stops looking like fighting. So I came out in high school, and I was like the second... I think I was the second person to ever like be openly trans at my high school. And we still talk to the first person who did. We were in a class together, and it was really nice. And we still talk, which is really cool. We ran into them a couple of months ago, actually, without knowing we were gonna do that, and they were like, "Oh my god, I didn't recognize you until like you actually like started like talking." It was very sweet. Well, I'm excited to hear your full thoughts. It's gonna be good. If ship selves don't play by the rules when you're fighting, it stops looking like fighting. Oh yeah? What does it start looking like? Also, that's not where I am. Fire. Are you willing to bet on it? Yeah. Then go! Stakes of hard light are fine for flirting, but that's not what this is. The Mercurisium spear, made for reconciling the Earth and the Moon, is meant to be used up close. It's the distance where skin touches skin, the obligation that humans have for other humans. Hard like gravity and warm like light. Her spear! Allie's favorite weapon. If no one has been worse at wielding that duty than Luna-Terra, she's all the more the one who should be carrying that weight. Saturn only realizes after, when the lightness and heaviness starts to lift, that it had hit her too. Twitch safe metaphors. I have the you didn't come out as trans till after grad, but you're the only out queer person in the whole school system. I'm lucky it wasn't that for me, at least. Um, and like, that was, it's weird because like, I say that was 10 years ago, but like, I'm still really young and, it, yeah. But more people came out after that, and that was nice. A lot of them didn't actually go to our high school. They went to a different high school than in the locally. There were a couple that were more like alternative to the public school. And you know, generally that's where people who don't want to be in public school would go for various reasons. People you literally have never seen before knowing your sexuality was wild. Yeah, so one of the people I used to be friends with came up to me randomly in the hall and was like, so our mutual friend said you're a girl now? And I was like, yeah, that's true. And he was like, huh, and then walked away. It was so weird. Anyway, let's be a brat. Wow, I didn't think it was even possible to have a gravity less suited to you, let alone for you to be so good at losing it. Using it. Prom was fun. I had a good time at prom. I really hate being in charge, actually, and I'm bad at it too. But sometimes you're the only one left who can do it. Even if you hate it, and it's totally self-destructive. Especially then. Sometimes I think, why do we have— oh, that's Saturn. Sometimes I think, why do we have to fight anymore? Let's just do this obscene other thing. The thing that fighting could be. And then you say something like that, and I want to fight you so bad. You wouldn't get it. You're hilarious. It makes me want to see you squirm. Like in a nice way, though. You can try. What? It's just funny. I love it when you play cool. Because you're not. Let's communicate aggressively. That's what humans do. Sure. I've already given up on that worthless reactor. They're never gonna scold me enough to make me regret this. You're like, oh, I've known X since she was— oh no, they're gonna say since I was a boy. I never know how to respond to that. I follow the inner Nickelback face. Oh no, it's worse, it's so much worse. Oh my god. Oh my god. People really are like this. But I love when people are weird sometimes, you know? It's better than them being shitty. And maybe the bar is on the floor, but like, I don't know. Sometimes the bar is just on the floor. I love Saturn's face here. She's so horny. Probably pretty telling that everyone attracted or involved with you turned out to be bi. Good for them! Not when you have sex twice a month or every 2 months. I always forget. No, once every 2 months is, I don't know. I don't either. Having sex once every 2 months is called lesbian bed death. No, I'm joking. It's January 30th, 1981. And the day is almost here. The deadline to save everyone who came up to space with us, fought with us, tried to bring everyone up with us. If we shut down the lunar gravity well, there won't be any choice left. The power that keeps our ship selves in check will fall apart, and we won't have anywhere else to go but home. If we kill the dream, no one will die. We really, really hope that's true. No one should die in space. No one should die, period. No one has to die, because ship self-combat is shimmering missiles of light, cosmic explosions, and electricity that sears through your soul. Blade science is impossible for a human to produce. Dances of combat without end. A fight against ideas with toys. Humans would never show that sort of compassion to each other. Earth's answer is a single atomic particle fired at near light speed directly into the cockpit core. A true weapon from a military force. The quickest, most efficient, instantaneous, unavoidable way to kill a human. The most boring possible way to pointlessly die. No drama, no meaning, just nothing. Luna-Terra, Memorial Foundation East Pilot. It's January 30th, 1981. In the end, they might get everything they want, in the way that no one else wants, that no one wants. Bisexuality is when there are two wheels. This is true, I think. Bisexuality is when you have dialectics with someone. If we open up the lunar gravity well, then we can establish forever another Earth. There's a famous Queen song about riding bisexuals. Oh, we did it. We made the joke perfect. As a bisexual who says that's dialectics a lot, that might be true. We can establish forever another Earth, and maybe another. We can inhabit the whole system, but that will cut humanity into two, and more. The distance will be so much further. Everything we have will be even farther from them. How much are we going to lose? How much will we never be able to give them? The moon is very close to being part of Earth. It's full of life, and humans can live here now. It feels impossible, and I don't want to give it up. We should break it off forever, shouldn't we? And all I want is to stitch these two humanities together. But if one of us dies as a result, I will fight forever to keep that precious thing alive. Pluto, Princess of Cradle's Curses. It's January 30th, 1981. They don't name it because naming it gives it power, but not naming it gives it more. It must be in every corner, behind every door, far, far away in the spaces between stars. It's defined and categorized in every human culture, and it is deliberately omitted from explicit naming conventions by Memorial Foundation in favor of a euphemism less captivating to the imagination, such as existential threat. The third gender is goths. The secret is they're all the same person. It's true. As a nerd and a dork and a fake goth in the not turfy way, yeah. I say I'm a fake goth wearing this shirt. This is like my most violet shirt. But a trick like this will not work. And the euphemism is a hollow void that can hold all fears and all possibilities. A fake golf, not turfy way? Is that how I captioned? My gender is mini golf. If you think about it, playing mini golf is like having sex. There's a hole and a stick, and you fake golf in the not turfy way. We birdieing now, baby. Well, I did it like that on purpose that time when I read it. fake goth in the not turfy way. Well, I guess turf is not gonna come through as turf. It's gonna come through as turf, like the grass. Through gravity, humans decide what is real and what is not. But what is not does not stop existing. And it, like humans, can decide. It's the kiss of the inverse. Everything that humans can imagine but can't become. The shortcut to attaining it is to forsake everything that humans already are. If a bunch of idiots get tricked into going there, it would make a very convenient enemy for Earth. That's the real fear. Before that happens, I'll tell you a little secret. Ready? Saturn, Celestial Mechanics test pilot. Imagine being goth. Sometimes I do. Receiving report. Report data unverifiable. Awaiting manual acceptance. Report accepted. Damage to Lagrange colony indicates most likely fulfillment of duties. Incoming alert all Memorial Foundation troops. Prepare for a landing on Moonbase. Oh, my clothing is black and you love your steel-toed boots? Yeah, I mean, you're halfway there, if not there already. Like, the other half is just saying you're goth. God, I'm thinking, you know how if you want to be a goth, you can just be a goth. Did do golf again. Thank God. I hate it for this, actually. I'm a golf hater. It did say golf again. I know, I checked. Alert. Cradle's Graces and Celestial Mechanics troops have seized control of the gravity well. It's because I can't do THs. All of my THs are Fs. If you want to be a golf nuts. Golfic. Captions want to force all into the preppy quadrant of the chart. Quick, we can't let it. Everyone blow up your nearest sports. It said Gothic there? Come on! Cradle's Graces and Celestial Mechanics troops have seized control of the gravity well. We must prepare for the confrontation we have always feared. But there's still hope. We will bring everyone home safe. We have Earth on our side. We will be prepared. Is that Hallie talking? Generating new assignments. Assignment. Scouting mission. Verify status of Earth-controlled autonomous military units. Free time. Assignment. Free time. Spend as you wish before final battle. Your record is clear. Indicate you have understood new orders. Yes. Ready for gravitational catapults. Welcome home. We can beat the captions by just being inclusive and say pan-alternative aesthetics. Good. Mamma mia, that's a lot of gravity. You've had more than a few fights with that Celestial Mechanics pilot at this point, haven't you? She is our princess and generation emissary. Why does Earth have a princess? Can't alert. God, language recognition is difficult. I don't blame them for it. You've had more than a few fights with that Celestial Mechanics pilot at this point, haven't you? Yes, fights. Exactly. It's for PR. It's gayer to call her a princess. But she's not gay. She's simply not attracted to men. She's not into men, deeply attracted to butches, and terrified of Pluto. She isn't beating the Pillow Princess allegations. Honestly, I'm not either of those, so I can't call her out for this. Yes, fights. Exactly. You've really met your match. In terms of troublesomeness, I think she has me beat. Did you know her, Saturn? A Generation 3 pilot. I was only in charge of combat operations, and the third generation never saw combat, even against the existential threats. Just because she's only attracted to women doesn't make her a mech pilot. She pilots a mech, but not because she wants to. Fucking yes fights exactly. Luna-Terra internally like, oh fuck, she knows we fucked. Troublesomeness needs to be a stat in tabletop game. I'm sure there's one. There's gotta be one. I've seen some stats. Boy, have I seen some stats. Freak will always be my favorite stat name. I don't know. I like Freak. I like Bizarre. Bizarre is good. God, I really can't get through one of these without talking about Eidolon, can I? Oh, is it an Eidolon playtest? They're finishing up their third season right now. They're about to do some mini-series in a couple of weeks, which is really exciting. They're starting with a Queen-themed one, which is super, super exciting. Shout out to Prism for having multiple phases of Freak plus high Freak plus high mundane stat spreads. That was Zoe though. She did that too. Of course I knew her though. She was one of Iapetus' top candidates. He used a variety of methods to artificially jumpstart extreme tidal sensitivity and otherwise unremarkable pilot candidates. You did play a sort of Zoe. I think Prism and Zoe would be best friends. Yeah, I remember. I was like, I want to do Zoe. Can I handle that? Then you're like, yeah, okay, I'll play Bryce, which I really appreciate. By the way, like having two of that kind of character would be weird. But I appreciate you letting me do it. I love Zoe. Yeah, I have been playing so much fucking Masks. I've been playing Masks for 3 years straight. I have 4 different characters. It is one of my favorite games, hands down. Yeah, no, I love Masks. You can find me talking about all of my Masks OCs on my Tumblr. It's my pinned tweet. It's just Ophiuka. 52 minutes in heaven. I hope somebody picks me next round. Yeah, that one's really fucking funny. Oh, the Hallie tweets are so good. She's so pathetic and pitiable. She's just like me for real. Except I'm not a neoliberal. Let's see, I'm a princess, I'm pathetic, I'm bullyable, I'm attracted to butches. I'm cute. I don't know if I can call her cute. I think I tweeted that I can't fix Halamede, but she could make me worse. She's pouty, I'm pouty. Yeah, I love Masks. I love it so much. I have gotten so many brainworms for it. I love my OCs. They're all amazing. I played the best, maybe the favorite version of a Starfire, ever. Holly would not make you worse. I would stop her. I wouldn't let that happen to you. Thank you. You're doing such a great service. I think Saturn could make her worse. I think that would work. Where the fuck was I in this actual not just talking about a character in it who hasn't really showed up yet. Who couldn't Saturn make worse? That's true. I guess Iapetus. He's kind of as bad as he could get. And I would never say that's Saturn's fault. He used a variety of methods to artificially jumpstart extreme tidal sensitivity and otherwise unremarkable pilot candidate. I thought none of it worked. The first ship selves had manual controls. To bridge the gap between your intentions and the energy of the tidal reactor is a complex language. Ever since you saw the Mars X Holly sketch, they've been apparent in your mind. Ugh, Mars. Can't wait to see Mars. I'm still thinking about the canon Worst Girls game order. That's true, Saturn couldn't make Pluto worse. To bridge the gap between your intentions and the energy of the tidal reactor is a complex language. A conversation between yourself and the machine with advanced mathematics. You use your hands, but it is a fundamentally mental approach. The Timeskip Venus sketches, ugh! She looks so good. Like, she looks amazing. I am still full of We Know the Devil brainworms. When are you as soon as you get that tattoo, you have to send me pictures of it. Well, I mean, as soon as it, like, heals. I mean, you can send pictures of it after just getting it, I don't care. I'm fine looking at blood, but, like, I want to see it! I mean, I want to see the battle droid one too. I like tattoos. I like looking at them. Whenever I'm working at the farmer's market, I'm always just like noticing everyone's really cool tattoos, and I'm always just like, man, I want to tell them I like their tattoos, and then I just don't. Dr. Nix wanted to achieve communion through the soul. Iapetus, however, felt that direct interference with the body would be the most efficient. Teach the body, and the mind and soul would follow. It sounds dangerous. Also, made up. I know, if they talk to me, yeah. But, like, I don't want to be like, hey, you want to buy some juice because I like your tattoo? I can't do it like that. It's all made up. There's nothing inherently wrong in using the body as a primary medium. However, he inflicted the intentions of the ship selves on the pilots rather than teaching them to express their intentions outward. He wanted subjects, not actors. It's impossible to read the rhetoric of his methodology any other way. Oh, she hates him! Was Saturn particularly resistant? Is that why she was downgraded from primary candidate? Planning to get the astronomical symbols on your arms? Ooh, good. There's a bridge on the planet walk that has the astronomical symbols for all the planets on it. In like the iron on the sides. It's really good. She hates him so much and you love her for it. I also love her for this. No, she was intensely loyal. Like another pair of hands and eyes for Iapetus. Oh, you've considering the pupils, the character symbols? That's good! Ugh. I'm very good at talking all my water out. It was the opposite. She accepted all of those intentions perfectly. She was perfect. You see the problem, don't you? A doll like that doesn't have the will to compete in title conflict. Why are you telling me this? He realized in the end he had created someone as boring as he was. You ate my last cough drop. I can get more, it's fine. I know it's good. I'm smart and hot and gay and have a pan alternative aesthetic. Good. It took a long time for you to learn how to be a person after having been forced to be someone else. Don't forget how to be tender to Hellions, Luna-Terra. The line, it kills me. Subject, lost story. Ambient tidal forces. Arrival. A. I was waiting for this chance. Me too. Thanks for obliging. Oh, Neith. They're here. Anytime, but I'd love for this to be the last time. Oh yeah? Do you have a plan for arranging that, or are we just gonna fight forever without end? Do you win when your win ratio tips over 50%? It's climbing for sure, I can't deny it. You're slipping. Getting lazy. I'm just bored. I don't want to win an argument. I don't want to win a fight. I just wish you were dead, okay? Me too. But I can't kill you. I don't really want to. Want to either. Well, same. And don't talk like Neith. You know that pisses me off. Don't say their name then, maybe. Maybe they died because they were tired of us having the same fight over and over again forever? Are you kidding? They lived for it. Man. What a bitch. I know, right? I really miss them. Me too. Want to fight about it? Man, geez, sure. I get it. Is that Mercury and Saturn? Perhaps. Fuck space. Ambient title information. Author. A loss. You know what? Fuck space. It's complete garbage. The secret no one here ever wants to admit is that space is boring and empty, and it feels like Hallie posting that, like, and it's desolate and lifeless. It's not romantic, and it doesn't care about us. They embellish dull, gray photographs of dust with beautiful colors to pull our heartstrings, but the reality is nothing but different shades of gray, the palest colors. But you know what? That's not even the most embarrassing part. The most embarrassing part is that humans can't do anything better than imagine spaces just like Earth, but a little different, filled with people who are like us, but a little different. Well, hey, guess what? That's just Earth, idiots. You're projecting. Why do you need space to think about Earth? Why are you ignoring all of the people and places on Earth that are like you, but a little different? Why is that dream more important than us? We're supposed to have dreams, but we're not supposed to just live in them. That's why I'm breaking up. I want to go home. Give me the moon. It's time to move to the future, peacefully or painfully. No factions, no dreams. Just two girls lost and entwined in the warm summer of the moon's day. Like, I love space, but honestly, a loss of space. Plastic versus metal. Earth has promised to let the children of space sort themselves out for now, but their machines of war guard the way back home just in case. Why do you need space to think about Earth? Because without space, Earth has no context. I mean, it does, but it's not the same. When Saturn and Luna-Terra meet in a chance encounter, the true terror of humanity stares them down. Space is sexy. It's true. The fleets are already in motion. Are you ready? No problem. I'm only worried about that trickster from Celestial Mechanics. No end of trouble. You don't sound too unhappy about that? I suppose the trouble will end soon, one way or another. The tickies! It's simply recon this time, but it's on the near side of the moon. And Earth military is there with autonomous devices. They're very high in orbit, but they will descend rapidly if they notice gravitational variability. Wiggle track, electrotoxin, no mercy. It's good. The ship itself is a shape intended for humans to exist in space outside of Earth's pole. It's not meant for war. Yeah, it's that sort of resentment mixed with a lot of love for people on Earth. Yeah. I got that immediately. The military is here with that most direct of intentions, so don't let them achieve it. Funny, the planetary sphere doesn't seem to think we're on the same side. There is nothing funny about it. We are not on the same side. We are complicating the problem. We can't let it go as much as Cradle's Graces or Celestial Mechanics can. Earth has graciously allowed us considerable leeway in dealing with the closing of the space program on our terms. Broken and naive as they find us, Memorial Foundation International begged them to let us try and bring the wayward children back home bloodlessly. So we should be thankful they are just watching and not descending to rout us. Whoops. Most of Earth would find any loss of human life to space unacceptable, but less and less of Earth considers us fully human. So the mission isn't just to protect any strugglers from getting themselves killed by the forces we're trying to save them from. You don't think we can trust them? If I trusted them to handle it, I would not have led you, the children of space, to fight this conflict. Do you think we can do it? Bring everyone back to Earth? There's a reason I am not having you interfere with the opening of the gravity well. Everyone will be in one place at least. What Celestial Mechanics and Cradle's Graces hope will be their salvation could be ours too. We're on a tight deadline for something that might be impossible. Europa with her own little plan that's not quite what Earth wants. Yeah. Win what's in front of you and worry about that later. Well, I think it's the difference between Europa knowing that, like, the people on Earth already don't consider them quite human, and then Halamid is like, well, of course I'm human. What else would I be? Even though she's just been in space as long as everyone else. Win what's in front of you and worry about that later. They hide together in the peaceful moon's winter night. It's winter on the near side of the moon, which means it'll be half a month before this hemisphere sees day again. The frosted forest will see spring in a week, summer the week after, and fall a week after that. A year of seasons in a month-long day. Even terraformed, could humans live like that? On the near side, though, at least the Earth will always be in the sky. Eternally huge, shining with authority and kindness, unlike its agent, who hangs in the corner of the sky like a migraine aura. There's nothing extraneous about its shape. It's here to do just two things: look and then kill. When Saturn flew a millimeter too high, the autonomous military unit looked, then killed, but just too slow, and Luna-Terra pushed her away and dragged them both deep into the winter forest. The unit looks twice as hard. It's been encouraged not to miss twice. This is Yuri. Shh, don't make a sound. You're being too noisy. I get that a lot, but this time I'm not making any noise, so don't tell me to be quiet. You're the one flitting all over the place. They're listening for gravity. Vibrations are not the kind of noise they care about. So keep moving and don't make noise in your heart. Don't make a sound in all possible senses. Don't make a sound physically, emotionally, or spiritually. Calm down. They don't like it if you're not calm. First of all, that makes no sense. And secondly, I refuse. Oh, it went right over to her. I don't think you should die, so think of something else to do instead, because they can kill you. Unlike me or any ship self. So think about as little as you can, okay? And keep your title's reactor output to a minimum. It helps you make yourself be like an object. You will be a thing that other things happen to, rather than an agent. That's why it's what it's looking for. Agency, so it can make it cease immediately. You know, I'm absolutely super good about that. At that. I have a lot of experience with it. She really does want to be a toy, huh? So I'm absolutely not going to. Well, me too. That's why I suggested it. But you're right. I shouldn't have suggested it like that. How about this instead? Start by thinking about the Earth. The autonomous device becomes visible instantaneously. It doesn't look anything like a ship self and bears no resemblance to a human shape, because there's no intention for its design to accommodate humans. That's the opposite of what it does. It has nothing to express. Oh. Only a function to perform. What did I do? Probably thought too hard about Earth, but shh, all the same. It's so creepy. That's supposed to represent Earth? It doesn't even look like humans made it. Really? I think it's rather appropriate. It doesn't look human at all. They can detect an artificial gravity resonate reactor, but they don't really know what to do unless they can lock a target and kill it. So I can't verify what it is. They won't do anything. It feels so heavy. Suddenly. What is this? I'm telling you, that's the Earth. Real gravity. It's very, very heavy. You can feel its authority. That's the gulf between us and a planet. I know that. I guess it feels really different to feel it in person. You were saying a way to avoid it? Do you remember being a normal kid, even for just a little bit? Or do you remember the last time you acted convincingly like one? Obviously. I was a really good kid, you know. It's checking your gravity against a script, and it thinks, sorry, it doesn't think. It just checks that variance. Aren't I pretty excessively varied by now? Just wait, just wait there a second. It's hard to teach on the spot. It's not that I don't know the idea. Ugh! How are you so good at it? It sounds like you kind of hate that I am. I promised I wouldn't die, but I'm mad I have to do this. Why are you so good at masking, asshole? Luna-Terra crawls slowly through the frostbitten green crater to where Saturn is curled among cold desert junipers. I almost said Jupiters. The dark, barely perceptible dot monitors them in the pale Earthlight, so precisely waiting. It's easier to hide if their ship selves are turned off, or as close to that as a ship self can be. So they climb outside to the cold lunar winter to wait. I'm here. They're gonna cuddle in the frozen woods. Yuri is happening. Are you doing okay? A desert with Jupiters in place of cacti. So many of her. No, obviously. I'm scared. Me too. So forget what I said. I hate doing that too. You warm, laying there? You're not warm at all, but at least your boobs are soft. You're telling me they put Yuri in this gay girls game? Such a brat. Boobs are good. Hot take. The autonomous unit doesn't like flirting, huh? Oh no, it doesn't. You should think instead about how you're keeping a secret. Nice boobs. Oh, the RoboCop hates your boobs. Babe, the RoboCop hates your boobs. I think it hates your tits. You should really think instead about how you're keeping a secret. Oh, I didn't realize that sounds are the title screen sounds. Ugh. Keeping it really close waiting for the perfect moment, and no one else can know. Okay, I can do that. It's not as bad. Is it that big of a difference? There is infinite difference between someday and never. There's not a whole lot of difference between always and never because they are wives. I've extremely forgotten how to be patient, but I know the difference. You're right. It's really important to never forget. Yeah, survival for now versus forever, closeted and pressed. Yeah, I know that always doesn't exist until never is dead, but they can still be wives after never is dead, you know? They're still wives. I love the Legion fix so much. How did we... I'm so glad we just had that epiphany one day and we were just like, wait a minute. You can be wives with someone that doesn't exist yet, I think. That's so gay, actually. It really is important to never forget. It's still not going away. Yeah, it's a lot more patient than us, huh? It's looking at you too. Aren't you on their side? Just because we want Earth back doesn't mean Earth wants us back. So, Memorial Foundation really is that stupid? Maybe. In their eyes, we're as bad as you. You don't even remember what happened. It was like 1 second. Wow, it's so good they didn't date at the end of the game. And the next second, we were 100% brainwormed about the ship. I don't... I think we started talking about how, like, getting drilled was Yuri. Which it is. I want to go look for it, but I know I shouldn't do that while I'm streaming. This too is Yuri is such a powerful phrase. I sure hope it is. We were playing Beam Saber, and I was playing a giant killer, and Lorelei was playing the Transformed. And we both had we both thought the other our character was gonna kill each other, the other one. And Lorelei's character seconded in an honor duel for my character, almost killed the person that they were supposed to be dueling, and then my character jumped in and took the hit for the person that wanted to duel her. And then that injury never healed because we finished the campaign a little later, before I finished healing it. Oh, it was so gay. And then we were like, oh, if we had people who listened to this, they really do just be full of problems. Yeah. Oh my god, that was downtime too. I completely forgot. That was our entanglement. That wasn't even a mission. Oh my god. Never Legion real. So I go back. Because fuck them. They don't want anything to deal with us. Memorial Foundation thinks it's optimal for humanity to return, but I think many humans think it would be just fine if we died. That just makes me want to come back to Earth even more. I love this as a, like, cis people don't want to ever have to think of us, but fuck them, I'm gonna exist no matter what. Spite, I can understand. I can be petty too. I want back, even if only for spite. We will bring them back a little taste of what it is like to be us. You will make us a part of you. No, not Luna-Terra, don't be an assimilationist, please. You're so sexy. They're afraid that we might bring back something with us. Yeah, sure, I'll fall into normative society, but as a visible trans woman, we'll have to deal with that. Exactly. I won't say it's the best plan, but, you know. And they should be. Much, much more than they already are. That's what I want. Knowing you're just as petulant as petty as me, and this week too, makes me reconsider you. I hate Memorial Foundation, I get it, but it sucks. Yeah, I mean, like, you're always gonna have centrists. That's the problem. I mean, maybe not always, but like... Ugh. It's weird because in this, the centrists are between, people who are like, I want to stop being human, fuck you, and people who are like, we're just communists. But simultaneously, you should be afraid we'll trans you always. Yeah, that part is better. There's a very good Tumblr post that is like running around chasing cis people with a big syringe, threatening to like steal their hormones. That's what I'm imagining. In a good way. In a good way. Violet literally did that. It's true. I did tag that post as Violet if that helps, Lorelai. It's wonderful. Maybe it makes me want to fall in love. Oh. Oh. I said maybe. Don't get full of yourself. Sorry. There's no way we're getting any more than half of what we want at best. You're only hoping for half of what you want, so I wonder if you'll even get that, if you get it. I don't expect things to go my way, but, you know, I hope you're coming along, wherever it is. Truer than you know, LT. Whichever way we go, we're going together. In this cosmic glow, we're going wherever we're going together. I love you. Get used to me now. What a fucking way to propose. You made me go upside down on purpose again. You're so good at evasion, but scoring a direct hit is so easy. You win. It'll be nice to see the end of every world but this one alongside you. See? The machine's already bored. Or, not bored, but uncomprehending, and it lost interest. But I'll stay here with you until it leaves for good. Because fight or flight, petty bitch to petty bitch, lab rat to upperclassman brat. Or what, really? Do you maybe love me too? Day 8. I love the X to X phrases. Dead girls recognize each other. Dead bitches, God. Lily, quote the song right. Did you notice, Luna-Terra? Our base now is not far from the Sea of Crises. The review of Crises. Where your ship self was made and you first sortied. It's nostalgic, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Reminds me of when we were fighting some theoretical alien existential threat, and not each other. Would you prefer those days? I don't think so. No, I definitely wouldn't. I like being less stupid. Fighting with people is better than not even thinking about people at all instead of fantasies. The early chat about the Novador effect and the concepts are so different from what you actually ended up writing. What you ended up writing is so completely different from what I ever expected you were going to do. You wrote so much. And I want it to be a real show so bad. These bitches gay. Fighting with people is better than not even thinking about people at all instead of fantasies. Aren't you going to say that's still your problem? I know when I drilled you like little soldiers, I taught you the opposite too well, but I wouldn't mind if you had second thoughts. Europa, do you feel guilty? We should all feel guilty, but me and my peers especially. We caused this conflict to be played out, and we failed to teach you well enough to endure it. The future we had hoped you would live in was much too childish for you. I know. I'm not upset about that, or I would never have come back here again, by your side again. I don't want your guilt. Or my guilt. What do you need, Luna-Terra? I would like you to give me your orders. Without guilt, or regret, or expectation. Of course. Though I've raised you terribly, Luna-Terra, I've also always been quite proud of you. We were talking about them stealing kisses and not knowing they were dating, and so far it's been 16,000 words of them barely even being able to start admitting they like each other. I mean, I want to write Isadora, like, deeply in denial still. It's, like, really... That's the thing that, like, I'm really interested in writing. Because, like, she really thought she was straight. She really thought she was straight. That poor angel. She's always been so good. It's scary. I can't deal with good kids. That was Nyx's job. True. I don't hear a reason to trust me. Why are you going to ground me? You're my student, Luna-Terra. I don't have to trust you. Trusting you is not my concern. I can't keep you out of trouble anymore, or even tell you what to do. I can only advise my last remaining student. Whether you listen to me or not, or to that girl or not, whether you fulfill your duty to Memorial Foundation or betray us once more, you're getting too permissive in your old age. I've always been permissive, and I've always been old. I thought you said I was in charge. I will advise you no matter what decision you make, Luna-Terra. And not quietly. Then what's your advice, since I'm just going to do it? Don't get out of dealing with your ex by indulging your death wish. But she's not my ex. Hallie mention! Are you not together, or is it not over? Unless she's talking about Pluto. My advice is to not leave things ambiguous this time. Subject: the existential threat. Origin: pilot program training documentation leaked. Memorial Foundation Native Sphere Archives. It was composed of solid light and arrived in multitudes. They never arrived in the same shape, pattern, or texture twice. They were memorable, but indistinct. They were alike and unlike things that we have seen on Earth, and they could not be touched, except through gravity. We could not determine where they came from, but they always headed towards Earth. We feared what would happen if they passed into Earth too much to learn what their intentions for coming here were. And our pilots defeated them without fail, without any hesitation, without any resistance, flawlessly, beautifully, obviously. The truth has always been that the existential threat is much weaker than humans, no matter what we call it. And there was a refusal to name precisely at all times the substance and nature of the existential threat. First of all, by referring to it as the existential threat, Memorial Foundation international jargon, rather than by common local cultural names. From the failures of the Scout program on Earth, there was a desire to both separate the pilots as much as possible from earthly preconceptions. We did this to understand the new ways in which our pilots could be human, and we did this to also understand how the existential threat would change in corresponding ways, complementing their new humanity. Existential threats were always weaker than us, but they have ways that we do not, and they are always waiting in the corners of the world, looking to overcome us in other ways. In the case of the existential threat as it existed in space, we created a weapon, the Krun Macula, powerful enough to defeat them once and for all, single-handedly, and we did so. And we lost every reason to be in space, and we ended all mystery and possibility. So it is surprising that in filling the void, it became the pilots who took the role of the existential threat, as it is known to occur on rare occasions on Earth. No, we did it in a voice chat? That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Lost to history. RIP. I think that's right, because we were talking about the fandom. Give me the moon. It's time to move to the future, peacefully or painfully. No factions, no dreams, just two girls lost and entwined in the warm summer of the moon's day. New orders, Luna-Terra. Get out for a while. Oh no! We were talking about it earlier, but not in DM, so it was definitely in voice. Ugh. RIP. What? Oh. Really? You don't need me on standby? Yes, but you're making everyone anxious. The pacing and sighing is becoming melodramatic. Even worse, some of the girls are beginning to find it very attractive. She's so sexy! Oh. Show them some mercy and give yourself a break, please. My crew keeps developing a horrible crush on your melodramatic bullshit. Please get the fuck out of here. Your depression is seducing all of my navigators. Fuck off. This could happen to Calliope. I'll keep it in mind. I'll squirrel that away in my mind palace. Oh, we're playing our start this 2 days. I'm so fucking pumped. Two days. Are you planning on taking whims for your first move advance, by the way? Because I know you wanted it. You still have to do your homework. Yeah. You have to pick your favorite Calliope pick crew. No plans, just vibes. I respect that. Nor, I love how Izzy put a blurb in his thing. That like was perfect length. Nora sent me a full page for Vista, which I think is very fitting, but I think is also very funny. Show them some mercy and give yourself a break, please. Sorry about that. I just snapped at one of the deck mechanics. I am getting tired. I know, and it's given her a disgusting crush on you, so please leave before more of my crew become compromised. That mechanic was me, I think. I still don't get why that happens. You don't is less of a saving grace than you might think. It's good that you're not full of yourself, but you have no awareness of your own value. Where it's not a mystery to me why someone would like to earn the approval of someone who treats them as if they don't deserve it. Oh, I did see the Luna-Terra Europa fic. And I didn't read it because I wanted to finish this first, and I'm really interested in it though. It's an intoxicating feeling. So why do they think I wouldn't want that too? I am just as greedy and childish. It annoys me. I'm not an invincible monster. I need the same things. Oh, grow up. You're no different than any of my other girls. Hallie's intern is such a good author. Good for her. Europa also pushes back on Luna-Terra separating herself from the other girls. It's good! Yeah. Yeah. That's very relatable, like I said. 2 decades is a long time though. Luna-Terra, please love yourself. You're the only person who thinks you actually have to be this made-up person. What, you think you're going to teach Pluto to not take on the burdens of those she cares about when you can't even throw off your own entirely self-inflicted ones? Good face. You know my girls aren't stupid enough to not see what a fool you are alongside your strength. They wouldn't find you so charming otherwise. Europa's annoyed mom face at Luna-Terra being so goddamn self-loathing. We're making headlights face whenever she's called out. She's just a deer. Didn't you learn anything from your terrible relationship, my tragically pathetic niece? Oh my god. I, learned to not pretend I could give someone what she wanted. Allie mention. God, I'd be so upset if my aunt called me pathetic. Wrong. You should have learned that just because someone liked you doesn't mean they don't also know you're an idiot. No one needs you to be stronger. You need to let yourself be weaker. Ugh. That one got me. Pluto would be like, oh, you poor thing at her, and Hallie would be so mad at you. Mad about it? Europa could call me whatever she wants, TBH. Don't worry, I'll call you pathetic so your aunt doesn't have to. Gee. Thanks. It's less weird if you do it than if my aunt does it. Truly. Do that quickly, so I don't have to hear any more complaints from you or those girls. Aren't you tired of hearing them yourself? Make up and forgive. Fight until we love each other. Ow! It's mid-afternoon, but only half the sky knows it. The burned gold fades into reds, pinks, purples, and night at the edge where the moon's terraforming abruptly ends. It's such an outlandish light, like standing in the middle of the day and night, an unsteady feeling to be on the precipice of a hole between the world and not a world. The boundary between Earth and space is here. Terraforming engines dutifully pour blue, white, and green into the craters and barren rock, the elements of air, water, and life. It will continue until the moon is the Earth, and the Earth is the moon. You found the point where we were actually brainworming, so the catalyst wasn't voiced, but we super became Yuri geniuses on 413. We did that on Homestuck Day? Fucking Homestuck Day? Other things I have done on 413. I decided that, Zoe's emoji was gonna be the Pisces emoji. That's the only thing I can really remember. And I was like, okay, I'm already playing for Fairy. I might as well just lean into it. So I had her be from a planet in, around one of the stars in the Pisces constellation. I like Zoe. Princess Threazoine Mira, and you will always be famous in my heart. It will continue until the moon is the Earth and the Earth is the moon. Cosmologically, philosophically, literally, the long-awaited unification of Luna-Terra. Much less lethal, too. I want to watch it forever, even though it's not going to keep going forever. There's a pleasure in watching something happen slowly, like keeping the track of the moon in the night sky. You can see it happening inch by inch. You have to be patient, but it's such a satisfying feeling. Luna-Terra looks up from her resting spot on Mare Crisium's foot. You ever watch it like this, Pluto? I thought I had finally snuck up on you for once. I'm still not as crafty as Saturn. Darn. You were pretty close before I noticed you. It could have been a surprise if you really wanted a surprise attack. I wanted to see how long you'd trust me with your back. How'd I do? Great, until you tried to be clever at the end. Whoops, I'm definitely going to get yelled at again. You got yelled at? Like I was in the academy again. It wasn't great. I wish I could have seen it. I'm really glad you didn't. I've seen all of your most embarrassing expressions, but I never get tired of seeing more. It's no use hiding them from me. Fine, fine, I give up. Wow, you should get humbled more often. It's making you really cute. Pluto gets it. It's true. You don't want to fight this time? I was hoping we could do it honestly, for real. For once. Might be our last chance for that sort of fight. I was thinking that too, but it's our last chance to take a walk like this. Today, I want to do that instead. It's not like the end of walks are at stake. There's gonna be more walks, Luna-Terra. But not exactly like this. I like it in the middle of things. The stillness of change. In the haves and in-betweens. So I'd like you to be rooting for them, Luna-T. Okay though, because you asked, you never asked for anything, so you should get it when you do. Come with me. I want to show you something. Historically, one of the least gay things you can ever say to someone. What they find is a waterfall, or something that's trying to be a waterfall. The rushing water flows through the canyon until the atmosphere becomes too thin. And the sun becomes so bright it turns to vapor and dissolves. A rush of water is stopping abruptly, yet very slowly. The point where it stops is moving forward. Eventually the atmosphere will take hold, and the sun won't be able to strip the air and water from the moon. It's one of the last valleys left where space is still here, where nothing in the universe still exists, instead of everything in us. I thought I would make you happy. You love lilacs still? Oh. Wow. They grow so fast here. I wonder how. I think the seasons are playing tricks with them. But look, they're trying to grow right into the line of the sun. You can follow the trail until they burn in the sunset. They'll keep crawling until they reach the valley. We're so unbelievable. Humans can overcome even this. Do sights like this still make you feel kind of sad? A little, but humans still deserve it, so I can't stay upset. This won't be the moon anymore, but part of Earth. And I want to hold the human and the alien together. We'll lose something if we don't. I wish it could be in that middle place forever. We grasp for something new, but we lose everything we touch. This is the day you declared Freddy Red Dorley? Oh my god. Insane. Do you think he read it because, like, Olivia was, like, leaving it out for him like a fucking snare? What a day in the life of that channel. Homestuck Day gives us so many gifts. just want lilacs and a home. A space with room for us. Wherever that is. How much would you give up to have that? A lot. How much would you? All I would need to make that choice is for you to make me feel that way, Luna-T. How do I do that? Convince me everything's going to be okay. That we won't be losing anything, even though we will. Make me feel that way once again. Well, we're no stronger, smarter, more perfect than any human beings on Earth, first of all. Second, there's no place more beautiful on the moon than anywhere else on Earth. Really think. Nothing else in the universe looks that different, that beautiful, that incredible. Third, touching ship to ship isn't any different than touching body to body. We speak that same language with just our own flesh. It's just a metaphor anyway. You can be human anywhere. That we did it up in space just means we can do it back on Earth too. We know the language. First, we never would have been allowed to grow up like we did here back on Earth. Second, space is cool. Third, giant robots are impossibly cool, and nothing you can possibly say will change that fact. Good line. Thank you, Pluto. We're all we have. The world made me awful, and I had to fight so hard just to be professionally recognized as human. So I don't know why I miss it so bad. I wish you could tell me. My standards probably are bad. This part will sound stupid, but I don't want to believe we couldn't also be happy on Earth. No matter how good our future is, that our happiness isn't that fragile. You know, you say you have very little faith, but I think you have more than me. You don't want to give up. You have so much faith that you want to keep going even if you believe it's totally pointless. You're obscenely stubborn. Things could be much different. You and me especially. We are very, very lucky. If we had been born in space, we would have been even luckier. But you only get so much. I worry about what we would be like if that hadn't happened, for me or for you. If what hadn't happened, would it have taken us even longer? I already feel like I became a person too old. Would we spend our lives without ever... Luna... I already feel like I became a person too old. Fucking... It's like she stabbed me. Yeah. 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 Shout out to people who didn't figure it out until they were older. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this a lot, but like... I feel like everyone thinks they could have done it earlier. I think about this all the time because I was 17. And that feels fake. It feels fucking fake. But, like... I literally did it as early as possible that I could have. And it still felt like... It felt like the right time for me. But again, I'm in this weird spot where I feel so young and so old at the same time. And it's strange. It's strange. And, you know, I didn't want to have to go through the whole thing where you have to prove all of this shit to people who don't actually care about giving you healthcare. Shout out to Bernie Wagon Blast, who came out in her 60s. Yeah! Like... people say... People are always saying they regret not doing it earlier, but literally, whenever you find out and are able to do it is the right time. There's no wrong time. And it, like... It still feels like that, right? And there's things that, like, people who have come out and been out for drastically less time than I have, who to me feel like are further along than I am in some ways. And it's all fake, you know? We're all set to our own speeds, and that's okay and normal and good. And I understand wanting to do it faster, but yeah. No, I remember. I do remember who she is. Yes. But like I literally... Oh, okay, I'll keep going so you can bring it up. Sorry. I like talking about this shit because it's really fun. There's just no too old is the thing. And I think I would not have been as well adjusted if I had done it younger, I guess. Well, there's so many other reasons why I wouldn't have been able to do it younger, among those being my parents, my therapist, the person my therapist wanted to send me to for hormones. There was a fucking endocrinologist 3 blocks away from my house the whole time, and I never knew about it until I switched to him 2 years ago? At this point? Maybe just 1.5. 1.5. It's... Fuck. God. Like... Anyway, my parents were horrible about it and continue to be horrible about it. And, you know, it's just like that. Let's talk about... Let's be sad about other people, and not me. Luna. We'd have found another way. Somehow, in Earth or space, no one is ever born whole. We got there eventually, didn't we? I'm glad that you like that I get to talk about it, because I like talking about it. The one thing I feel like I can talk about a lot. I think so too. So I would like to believe that no matter what, we live and be happy. Even in our mortal bodies, on our boring, awful home. Yeah, everyone has their reasons why, like, coming out when they did was the right time. I had mine. I'm sure you had yours. Like, and it's hard when you get into, like, pushing it off and denying it and being with people who don't want you to go through it. I did not info dump for hours about Sonic the Hedgehog to you. I mean, I probably did, but it's not info dumping when I do it because there's nothing in my brain. There's no info to dump. That's good and cute too. Aw, thank you. I've done it multiple times and then... Yeah, it's info conjuring. I'm a witch, you see. The things I've told, that, like, info channeling from beyond, that's me when I talk about tarot. I, like, fully don't know anything about tarot, but I can explain it a little bit. I'm so goofy in that way. I want to get a tarot deck so bad. I want the fairy tarot deck so bad. I mean, they can't undo what we've done. When they take us back, they will have to make us part of them. Isn't it that the simplest, sneakiest way to get everything we always wanted? You really make me believe sometimes, Luna-Terra. Not knowing about tarot is the best way to know about tarot. I don't know anything about tarot, it's this girl who constantly talks about tarot. That's because I think it's cool! It's hard to get into, like, interpreting the cards when you don't have the cards, you know? Magic is a card game, but tarot is also a card game. Giant robots are still really cool, though. Well, I tried. Maybe it worked. It might be too late, but maybe it convinced me. You know I trust you, even when I can't. Come on, let's go smell the flowers. I want to touch them. I want to see if they're as pretty as I remember from Earth. Tarot is an improv card game. This is a fact. It's not quite 9.8 meters per second squared yet. We're on the moon, but it's getting there. And the lilacs smell wonderful, and they're soft. And the air in the water is like a dream, the real thing. Really warm. And you're really cold. Still, you're right. Skin to skin isn't ship to ship, but it's nice too. Your Honor, they're being so gay. It feels exactly the same in a different way. I have heard Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood is incredible. Yes, yeah. There's also Astrogalaster, which is fun. Pluto is so soft. I love them so much. It feels exactly the same in a different way. No more or less. I missed you so much. It's really interesting that the Memorial Foundation, like, loyalty ones are so intimate, in a way that the others aren't really. Like, whenever the Luna-Terra, Celestial Mechanics ones are always, like, very violent, in a horny way, which is really interesting. The missions are all really great to balance and politics. You do all of this and then you go to Earth and be a neoliberal. Damn. I'm here. I'm right here. You really are. You're really still so bold, Luna-T. Yeah, it's also intimate in a way that someone can consider less than human. Very good. I mean, I'm teasing. Oh, okay. They kissed! We're popping bottles when Pluto-Terra kissed tonight. But that doesn't mean I'm also not offering. You're so mean to me. But you love it. They're such good friends. You can be so strong when you're not trying to be strong. The polycule is back together, baby. Day 9. I have to find the Halloween voice. Fuck. I was talking about this earlier. I didn't know where I wanted it. Okay, I'm gonna be pouty. I knew you'd choose us in the end. Even if you didn't choose me. All that matters is you're coming home. Ali. Hello? I'm here. I was just startled. Why are you replying? Since you kept messaging me, I thought you'd be less surprised. Oh my god, she's been texting her every day, hasn't she? Sorry about that. Don't start. I'll literally never ever forgive you. I think I want to replay for the alt versions. Yeah, Holly's probably been blowing up her DMs from time to time this whole time. Luna-Terra's finally like, hey, and she's so confused. I want to see what's different. Ooh. Okay, that's interesting. Sure. That's fine. I'm not apologizing to you. You have so much to apologize for, but it's only to me. But are you saying sorry about something else you're trying to do? Maybe. There's a compromise I want you to consider. Oh, the other Holly and Iapetus convos? Oh. Oh my god. Halamede and Saturn, I need to see this now. I should have expected one more betrayal, even at the... Oh god, I switched them. I should have expected one more betrayal, even at the end. No, it's more like, I want to make sure that you hold up your end of the bargain. No negotiation. The terms of surrender must be unequivocal. That's the only way they will allow us to return. Really, it's not a change to the deal at all. Just asking about how we interpret them. You shouldn't, because I'm going to stop you if you pull anything. Really, I will. Very, very easily. Don't worry about that part. Well, in that case... Luna-Terra, oh no, I just want to rules lawyer the fuck out of them. I'm not going to be sorry at all. You should know that shame is what you've earned, and bear it. No, I didn't think so. I think you took away what I needed to be happy. I think I have to learn a new way. It doesn't seem fair that I have to, when you don't. I have been learning. It's been hard. That's even less fair. You shouldn't be able to. You shouldn't get to move past this. Sorry. Or... not sorry. I'm taking this anyway. Poor, sad, pathetic, salty little brat Halamede. I love her. They're giving you everything you say you want. So what do you really want? Even knowing I got away, fine. Wouldn't you feel guilty if you got something special and never shared it? She's a little freak. Memorial Foundation does not have the power, or the courage, or the hope. I didn't, but Jonah continued exposure softened me on her. It was already this way before I found the Twitter, but then it got so much worse. Good. They have experience and numbers, and that still matters. It matters the most because the gravity well is whimpering, sputtering, and Earth's tactics, strategic and realistic, are favored. Their weapons are kinetic. They don't fight with anything dreamlike or unique. All they have is to do this simple job. A fight between giant robots can only be so realistic, but that's the best they know how to do. They never fought on Earth, after all. The gravity well is successfully commandeered by the Memorial Foundation. The limits are made clear. They were rockets built always for entry back home, and to take everyone with them. Halamede, in the Losolki, soars in glory, holding the dying gravity well in her arms. That's her fucking mech? Sheesh. Am I gonna wear you down on Europa one of these days too? Amazing. No respect for authority figures. In the concept art, she has a spreader bar on the mech, or... oh, okay. I was like, is Halamede just always wearing a spreader bar? Because that's another level of pillow princess. Through it, she extends the logic of Earth to every tidal reactor, the exact same gravitational constant that determines human to be human. Yeah, it's not her mech, it's her big sister's. It's good. Man, Halamede. Luna-Terra, you've done so well. You've been so good. Are you still going to betray us? Europa told me to expect it. I won't. There she is! The princess is here! Like I promised. Even if the rest of the pilots may not forgive me, they're coming home now too. Is that a problem? I thought it was happiness for all. No one left behind. Europa and LT are very shirt open, tits out, and Hallie's all suited up. Yeah, it's very good. Emphasis on the no one left behind because the first is too hard. We have to be careful, you know that. They think we're more trouble than we're worth. There's a really simple, easy solution to us becoming another existential threat. A simple way to defeat it and prevent it. When they indulged the Memorial Foundation's plea for an alternative to their method, the ones used from the beginning of humanity to the present day, they allowed us. Because we made the promise of submitting without complaint. Oh, I bet you love submitting without complaint. That's true. Europa never failed to remind me the Earth could just decide to kill us. The Earth cannot be divided. We're meant to be one. Earth is an anchor in space-time for us. No, she definitely complains. She's whiny. Luna-Terra loves getting owned. Hallie loves being betrayed. We started from zero. We had to carve out our place in the universe bit by bit. We have to move ever forward, marching in progress. As culture marches forward, so does our gravity increase. We need each other, and we need this culture, this gravity, to make us together. I agree. Humans need to come together. Luna-Terra immediately fires a solid light bullet into the gravity well restraint mechanism, and the gravity well implodes back to life. In the middle of the victorious fleet, communication immediately falls apart as space-time and electromagnetic forces tears through them. I agree, shoots you. You finally did it, Luna-T. Something so dumb I don't have time to get mad before I save you from it. I wish Luna-Terra would shoot me. You could have at least told me this is what you're planning. I would have, but I wasn't planning this until 10 minutes ago. Hey, I didn't even cut it that close. Tell me you thought of something good. I'll follow you, even to a bad ending. But not if you've got nothing other than this depressing conclusion. I'd hate to have to let you do that, baby. ADHD Luna-Terra, like, oh, this wasn't planned. I literally just came up with it. So true. Hands reach from behind her and hold the well gently, easily, as Halamede's fingers shatter. What? Traitor! Sorry, I'm just borrowing it. You're not sorry now, and you weren't sorry then. I think you might really wish you were sorry. I want to believe you want to be sorry, but that's not good enough. It's certainly much too late for it. Pluto effectively hugging Hallie. Yeah. I wish, instead of wanting to be sorry, you just wouldn't be able to be happy again. I can't do that. Then please, deny this. Little Solchi is made almost entirely of constantly refracting hard light. It emits from every angle of light a light speed, a drowning torrent, a reversed vacuum, a void of energy, an unignorable, undeniable deluge, light with the substance and pressure and weight of water. The heaviness is unbearable, to Luna-Terra especially, yet it's so familiar, it's impossible to escape. Automatically, she falls right in. No matter what terrible things you've done, you've never forgotten exactly what you deserve for them. It's a really good ship self, honestly. I love that she's got the light in the cockpit, too. That's how you could make it up. That's how you should make it up. At least not in the same way. Which I know now. I thought I would die before. But the nice thing is, if you don't die from this, you grow up. Even if it feels unfair. Are you suffering? Luna-Terra reaches her hands as close as she can to the gravity well. Her own tidal reactor howls and creaks with the strain of not falling in. It isn't interested in Luna-Terra's dreams. It just wants to have everything. The infant wish of humanity. Earth's pure greed, the white void. The all-consuming gravity that erases all distinction. Pluto can barely keep the light at bay. It tears into Pluto with perfect synchronicity. Memorial Foundation has been waiting for this chance at the unit designed to defeat them. The one that reminds them of everything they can't have. She's drowning, but her fingers are still reaching, still holding the dying gravity well. The true enemy are the fast-approaching autonomous defense units. Unlike a ship's self, they are designed with war in mind. As Halamede said, the easiest option is just to kill us. The option they're always the most eager to take. No wonder they felt the ship self program was just a fanciful indulgence. Pluto is so sexy and trans, and it makes literally the entire Memorial Foundation jealous and mad about it. Good for Pluto! They're surprised then, when Saturn tears them to pieces. Go Saturn! Huh? I guess you were right. From how unsure you were, you made it sound like it was going to be a lot harder. Pluto, you've been such a good influence on her. Like how I've been a bad one. We're really suited for a hopeless woman like that, aren't we? Thanks, Saturn. It'll just be a little longer. Don't ignore my nonsense. When this is over, I'm not going to forget it. Sure. You can tease me all you want if you win. You're not very inspiring. It'll be super inspiring if we win, so let's do that first. Saturn poisons the waters. She corrupts the information. What washes over Pluto is muddy, pink, toxic, and definitely bad for you. But at least it doesn't want to eat you alive in the name of love. It just wants to mess you up in a good way, and let you mess it up too. Well, this feels very We Know the Devil ending. Like the non-true endings. Hallie isn't a Vorg canon, apparently. The destabilization has gone successfully so far, and the gravity well is diminished and weak and dying fast. That's okay, though. It's enough for a little wish. The greatest trick is to just move 1 inch forward. The only trick. Change the physics by a decimal point, in a secret place, where they won't notice. Equivalent to inventing a new Earth is changing the acceleration due to gravity by 0.01 meters per second squared. That is something that is impossible, even with the gravity well. The Earth is the Earth, and it will bind everything to it. Except there is a nearby body, in perfect sync, inseparable and distinct, and through its orbit, its tides influence in subtle ways the life of the Earth. I understand now. This is something I want too. You coming up with this idea is just the worst! Why couldn't you just be a bad person with bad ideas and wicked dreams? And it's impossible now. We want to give up the moon for Earth. If we lose, we'll really look like idiots and we'll live alone on a lifeless moon. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. Yeah, of course she's mad Luna-Terra isn't the worst person in the world. She wants to be mad at Luna-Terra for being shitty to her, and that's just not true. The moon is to be abandoned too, unless you can bring it into such inseparable closeness. Now, stop convincing me this sucks. I still hate you, but fine. Live on the moon away from me, forever. Low Solchi shuts the valve. Earth rips around inside her, but the gravity well, already compromised, begins to glow to life again. For a little bit longer, Earth can't touch it, can't shut it down. Poor baby Hallie. Yeah. I'd say I hope she finds a better girlfriend, but I don't know if she deserves a better girlfriend at this point. Left to its own devices, the gravity well will bring all things together. Of all the fabulous dream tech of Memorial Foundation International Space Program, the gravity well, which brings together matter, light, and culture, is the strongest execution of their dream. She deserves nothing. So true, bestie. And a pathetically mistaken one, too. The gravity well brings things closer until they pass through the event horizon and then can never return to the universe again. The limit where even information can't return, whether it's good universe or a terrible one. Luna-Terra doesn't intend to find out. She's hopelessly attached to this universe. What we do want is to get a little closer. I think Hallie at least deserves to, like, go back to Earth because she wants it. She deserves redacted and redacted and redacted. Not a girlfriend, though. That's not something you can deserve. Dear Hallie, I hope you get your back blown out by a hot trans girl who you're not treating like shit. Sincerely, Lily. I thought you said you could find a way to be happy in any kind of future. I think that only works if we really try hard to make it not suck first. See, she gets it. Well, it's not like I think it won't work. If the gravity well is sufficiently strong, it's true. It'll eat away at the tidal forces of Earth. The math is like, the gravitational forces of Earth will change somewhere in the billionth place. How about the hundredths? That's definitely super impossible. I think we move the center of gravity between Earth and the moon. We pull a little, then we pull a lot. We pull until our bodies fall apart. I think we can get them to... Then we can get a shift in the hundredths place. And bring a little bit of what we made here back home. That's a very generous kindness. And also an extremely petty act of revenge. Yes, I want to pay the price. And they should pay it too. The worst thing I can imagine is to live and die without being born. You love how Luna-Terra spent this whole time being all morose and responsible adult and low expectations, and now she's all, you know what, let's be ambitious about this sneaky little trick. LT's trick. A future that is won against the unrestrained weight of the world. But don't worry, I'm not planning to do this just to lose. I'm stacking the deck. Coming back to Earth just like you wanted, and bringing everything back with me. I have modest ambitions. I choose the future I'm most frightened by. The one that crushes me under the pull of Earth's gravity. I don't want to wonder if I got away with it. I want to know that I could survive even this. That doesn't make a very good argument, does it? But you know, Earth is sweet, even for someone like me, who's better at playing pretend. Then the real thing. No planet has a moon like this. No planets have sunset and life like this. The romance and beauty is down here too. The romance and beauty is human all along. She's pretty badass and cool for this though. I think the politics suck, but she is cool for this. Well, isn't that just what you want to do in mech shows? You just want to be cool. If we found something new in space, it was something we achieved. I want to know I can survive even this to prove her point. Yeah. Don't these endlessly dead rocks separated by unfathomable distances. You can't just find it somewhere. You have to do the work. Yet, I want a reminder. A memento. And I want Earth to remember. It's not an omnipotent tyrant king. Many and one. Earth has a sister, and that sister is you. Luna-Terra doesn't hear the alarm. Her body knows exactly when it's supposed to wake up, and she does. She doesn't have to wake up this early anymore, but her body has a hard time letting her go back to sleep. This is me. She wakes up, tries to focus her eyes. Her head hurts, just a little, so she thinks she'll go ahead and make coffee. Except Saturn's arm is tugging at her shirt, and Pluto's legs are tangled up in hers. So maybe she can't make coffee just yet. She worms out of the comforter as much as she can. The apartment's summer air conditioning keeps things nice and cool, but the summers here are hot, and so are the girls. Yeah, they are! Maybe if she tries really hard, she can still go back to sleep. But it's hard. It's always hard with the sun still there, but especially with just the hum of the AC, and everyone's slow breathing, and the light shiver of sweat. Hey, dude, wake up. Hey, don't pull me back into bed. Pluto, stop her. This is my favorite ending, even though it's not the ending I personally want or the one I think has the most future. It's very sweet, but it's also just like... I appreciate it in that Luna-Terra is selfish for the first time in her fucking life. But also, you know... Yeah, the Saturn faces are so good. But I want to see who wins. Yeah, the contrast in art styles between Saturn's End and this one, it's good. You're the one who wants to make breakfast. You make her wake up. You made me wake her up. Don't act like it's not your problem. None of you were up when I was up, so it's time to sleep forever. Oh, you're so Lorelai coded right now. Pluto looks so hot. Saturn also, they all look so hot. Women. That's what I said. Also, you're clearly awake, so let go. Yeah, Alti's tired, messy, let me sleep face. It's good. Am I wrong? The sketchiness does make them look hotter. Fully agree. Pluto. Called out for being an eeper beeper. That's you. I'm making breakfast though. I already turned on the stove. It's fine. It'll just burn the house down. Help me stop Saturn. Oh my god. Okay. You traitor! You betrayed yourself! That's enough out of you. Come get some coffee, Luna tea, before you get a headache over it. You're really such a fake. It's for serious. You too? You switch sides really easily. So do you. Up again? Up again. Alright, you're helping me make breakfast. She definitely just said. Yeah. What? How come she gets to sleep in? It does look like Saturn has a bite mark on her. Right here. I think Saturn is biteable. Yeah, she probably does. Let's be honest. She probably has a lot more too. Saturn pout also good. Thank you for bringing it to attention, Lorelai. She'll be right behind us. She was. Luna-Terra shivered for a second, bare under the AC, and then she got up. She turned the light canceling off on the windows, and the day, which will last for the rest of the month, poured in. Which she can feel the minute of, before she wants to go get breakfast too. On the near side of the moon, the Earth will always be visible. The biting goes both ways with her, I agree. The soft looks Pluto gives, Without the hands of her old body, she won't ever be able to fly or feel the view as anything but a picture ever again. Even the memories are fading. Oh. But the moon is closer. So close there's almost no difference between it and Earth. It's another country, a strange country, and the Earth is too. Moving the decimal place. Sea of Crises. Yeah, it's definitely bittersweet. Cause like, everyone else is kind of fucked, right? They got their happy ending. But it kind of goes against all of Cradle's graces. And Saturn has to be human still. Well, she stays the amount of human she was. But she loses a string of pearls and she loves that body, so... Man. It's not a compassionate future for humanity, but it's still better than crashing the moon into the Earth, I guess. I think I'm gonna stop and not start Luna-Terra's, or god, not start Pluto's story. Oh. I'd have to assume that there are other dwellings on the moon for others who want to stay up there, but it still sucks. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so I guess, next week I'll be starting Pluto, and, that's gonna be Friday, 6:30 Eastern, as usual, ish. And, I will... Mars time next week! I'm so fucking excited. Ugh! Tuesday I'm gonna be playing more Sonic Adventure 2. That game feels shorter than I thought it was, which is interesting. Mars is so bullyable, best girl. Well, I don't know anything about people loving bullyable girls. God. Oh. So, I'm gonna be on Tuesday. Sorry, my brain is a little, gooified. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Kinda, I don't know. I could raid someone, or I could just, sign off. I don't know what people are feeling. I know it's, like, not, like, a big deal. I know Sus should probably go to fucking sleep. Oh, it's not that late, actually. And 8 straight hours, we know the devil in heaven will be mine today. Not even 3 a.m. Okay, wait a minute. I'm glad people are playing it. I have infinite We Know the Devil brainworms. Someone I like just started, I had the Somnium Files yesterday, and I was excited to catch her playing that on the way home from work. I wasn't driving, so I could actually be goofy. It's so funny how everyone's just like, I hate Date so much. Oh my god, whatever heaven will be mine, we know that heaven will be mine. That's powerful though. It's so rare for one person to be streaming either of them. Yeah, that makes sense. I hope that the Halamute Twitter account has been making more people play them. I am trying to get Mia to play it. I'm trying my best. She's not sure if you... I want her to play it on stream, but we'll see. I will make her play We Know the Devil first, though. Because, if she does. I'm gonna try my best, I promise. I will be there right with you. We can all do it together. Spreading the brain poison, just like Saturn. No, I still have not stopped thinking about We Know the Devil. Like, I have still been, like, dumping about it at Lorelei a lot. That game is impeccably written. Neptune! That's why I was going feral. I was talking about Neptune. It was good. We did brainwormed about We Know the Devil earlier today. It was great. Okay, I should go and eat ice cream. But raid Lotus, that feels weird. I don't really know her that well. I love Jupiter so much. Jupiter is the one I feel like I relate to the most. But I love all three of them. I love Venus. Love Venus so much. I love how much of, like, I love how Venus just wants to take the blame every time. I'm never gonna stop thinking about that, because that's very much me.